Hello everyone, welcome to my top 10 favourite PSVR 2 games that you can buy right now. This list will include some well-known games as well as some that maybe don't get as much attention. In case you have just got your very own PSVR 2 headset, are having trouble finding new games to play, or just want more information, this list is for you. Starting off the list is a very popular game on all VR platforms, and that is Beat Saber. A simple game where you use two lightsabers to cut cubes to the rhythm of music. It is currently one of the most popular games currently available on the PlayStation Store, almost always being in the top 10 for the most purchased and played games for each month, and rightly so. In my opinion, it is one of the best rhythm games on the PS platforms because of its regular updates and great music. The base game comes with 6 original soundtracks with some extra free songs, as well as 21 DLCs for songs from popular music artists that you can buy. You can easily spend hours in this game by either playing by yourself or with others. Another one of the best games on the PS platform has to be Breaches. This tactical 5v5 FPS is one of the best shooters available to buy on PlayStation right now. You play as two sides, the Enforcers and the Revolters, both of which require strategic thinking so that you can achieve your main objective. With many similarities to Rainbow Six Siege, players can feel familiar with this game as it has many of its key aspects. Fortunately, the game is also cross-platform, meaning you can play with your friends and others who might be on a different VR platform than yourself. Breaches is also one of the most played and purchased games on the PS Store, mainly because of its unique mechanics that not many other VR FPS games have. Breaches also utilises the PSVR 2 to its fullest, using controller haptics as well as adaptive triggers, making the game feel even more immersive. The third game on this list is another one of the most popular games on the PS Store, which was actually Sony's flagship title for the launch of the PSVR 2. Of course, I am talking about Horizon Call of the Mountain. This game has some great combat mechanics which are understandable and easy to use. The main story will take you about 7 to 9 hours, with completing everything in the game taking about 12. Although the game does have a lot of combat, the game is primarily involved around climbing, so it can be a good workout. Horizon Call of the Mountain fully utilises the PSVR 2's features by including controller and headset haptics and adaptive triggers. The fourth game on this list is Gran Turismo, a first-person racing game which was actually updated to be compatible with the PSVR 2 after its launch. In-game, you can physically look around your car, which are all very detailed, and as if you are in the car yourself. The graphics are great, and it does also use headset rumble to make everything feel more realistic. You aren't able to use the PSVR 2 Sense controls, but you are able to use any sim racing wheel or even the DualSense controller with it instead. Next up is a game that I think is not talked about too often when mentioning the best PSVR 2 games, and that is Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. This game first released for the PS4 and the first PSVR, but was ported to PSVR 2 and the PS5 late last year. The game is exactly the same as the PS4 version content-wise, with some extra graphical changes and being updated to support headset and controller haptics. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted still provides with the amazing and also terrifying gameplay that has been part of the game since its release. The PSVR 2 also uses OLED display so that the blacks look much darker, meaning everything is much scarier than before. This next game had quite a negative launch on PSVR 2 last February, but has been continuously optimised and updated to make it the best it can be. This game is No Man's Sky. It is a first-person open-world survival game which takes place in an infinite procedurally generated universe. No Man's Sky is all about exploring universes and surviving. Each planet is different to another, so no planet, solar system, galaxy or universe is the same as another. No Man's Sky on PSVR 2 uses eye tracking to incorporate dynamic foveated rendering in the game to make it look much more detailed and crisp than anything else. The PSVR 2's OLED panels also make the bright colours of No Man's Sky pop out and make them look so much brighter. The developers, Hello Games, also release an update for the game every few months, meaning that there is always something to do and explore. Next up is another great shooter, and that is Pavlov VR. Pavlov is a VR action shooter which has heavy focus on community features. Unlike other platforms, the PSVR 2 version of the game cannot be modded, but there is crossplay with PC VR. In contrast to Breaches, Pavlov is much more lifelike, having realistic reloading features, detailed maps, and fast-paced combat. You can either play online on one of the 12 modes available, or you can play offline by playing with or against bots. Pavlov is one of the few games that utilizes every one of the PSVR 2's unique features. An example of this can be seen when you shoot a weapon and you can feel the recoil through your trigger. All of this makes the game one of the most realistic VR games on the PlayStation Store. Another game I think is not talked about as much as the other games is Cities VR. Cities VR is the VR version of City Skylines where you build and manage your own city. You are able to personalize your city just how you want it, with lots of content and choices included. There is also a variety of maps to build your city on, so you can really feel like it is yours. The colours in this game are bright and vibrant, and you are given tutorials on anything you might not be sure doing, making this game very user friendly. Cities VR is a great game to relax and spend hours on because of its simplicity and fun. That's why it's so good. The ninth game on this list is Ultrawings 2, a game that only launched for the PSVR 2 around 3 months ago. Ultrawings 2 is a VR flight sim that is the sequel of the first game, Ultrawings VR. This game has 5 different aircraft that you can use to do enjoyable challenges and engaging missions. Ultrawings 2 includes all of the PSVR 2's features to make it feel more as if you are in the game. The cartoonish look and vibrant colours give it an interesting and unique feel, as it is one of the few games to look how it does. Ultrawings 2 can also support HURTAS to make your flight experience even more immersive. Finally, the last game on the list is Walkabout Mini Golf. Similar to Cities VR, it's also a game where you can relax and play with your friends. Walkabout Mini Golf is also cross-platform, so you are able to play with up to 8 people from the Quest, PSVR 2 or PC VR platforms. The physics in this game are almost that of real life, being extremely similar. The colours are nice and bright, and with the help of the PSVR 2's 2 OLED panels, you can see each of the low poly models in sharp detail. Walkabout Mini Golf also incorporates controller haptics to make it feel even more immersive. This game also gets consistent updates with brand new DLCs coming to the game often, so that there is always something to play. And there's my top 10 list for what I think are some of the best PSVR 2 games that you can buy right now. My favourites have to be Gran Turismo 7 and Breaches, but some games like Cities VR and Ultrawings 2 just don't get talked about enough. If you enjoyed the video, then like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.